Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. And we're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. Today for Thursday, let's take a look at the lesson that's assigned for evening prayer from the Acts of the Apostles. Yesterday, we heard about Peter raising Tabitha from the dead, raising this man who has the palsy, giving him healing. He's beginning to manifest the works of the Holy Spirit. Now, once again, we're going to have Peter appearing. We've got a lot of Peter and a lot of Paul, but right now we're concentrating on Peter and his ministry. And we're going to hear a little bit more about the broadening of the ministry of the church to not be primarily to the Jews, but to the Gentiles as well. Chapter 10, beginning at verse number 1, Acts of the Apostles. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian Band, a devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. He saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before God. And now send men to Joppa, and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. He lodgeth with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside, and he shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. And the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed. He called two of his household servants, and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa on the morrow, as they were on their journey, and drew nigh into the city. Peter went up upon a housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And when he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at 4 corners, and let down to the earth, wherein were all manner of 4-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, Rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, Not so, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, What God hath cleansed, that call thou not common. And it was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which is surnamed Peter, was lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. But Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, Behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come? And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth God, and of good report among the nation of the Jews, was warned by God by an angel to send for thee into his house, and to hear words of thee. Then called them in, and lodged them. And on the morrow Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him. Okay, so we're going to have the beginning of this important ministry for Peter to the Gentiles as well. But one of the things two things to point out. One is Cornelius is not a member of the original covenant. He's a Roman centurion, he's a soldier, and yet he prays regularly, he gives alms, and he fears God. So he's doing the things of faith without realizing that the end of the things of that faith is Jesus Christ. Well, God's going to answer his prayers by sending him Peter to fill him in about Jesus Christ. The other thing, of course, is the laying down the sheet, which means that the dietary restrictions that were a part of the original covenant, not eating pork and things of that nature, have now been lifted. And we know that Jesus even says in his time of his earthly ministry that it's not what goes in your mouth that makes you unclean, but what comes out of your mouth, right? Those vile thoughts and things that we say to each other, that makes us unclean. But that the food itself, what we eat, is no longer restricted as it was in the original covenant. So today's Thursday. Special 9 a.m. service today instead of at 10:30, which we usually have on Thursday, 9 a.m. And then hopefully you can join us in person. And we'll have benediction as well. If it's too early for you or you can't get down here today, then you can watch and join us and pray with us on the live stream. And may God grant you a Thursday that is full of blessings.